So we're gonna be testing the new team today for the Open Great League, consisting of Pelipper, Registeel and Steelix. Steelix got a buff in this new season of Adventures Abound, as it's got access to the Breaking Swipe. So we're gonna be testing and we'll pair it with the Pelipper lead and the Registeel safe swap. So we're gonna see how the first battle goes through. So these are rank 1 and rank 2 battles, so it will be kinda spicy. So we're gonna have a Charizard lead. So we're gonna stay in this matchup because this is a positive matchup for us, Weather Ball doing a lot of super effective damage. But great swap by my opponent into the Cloyster and catches the Weather Ball right in time. So we're gonna overload back on the energy, swap into the Registeel, hoping to catch the charge move, but we failed to catch it. I think it's gonna be the liquidation which comes through. Yes, no defense drop on our side. We must be going to the Focus Blast straight away as it's gonna deal with the super effective damage. So does we get the first shield? Yes, we do get the first shield. Registeel absolutely locking this Cloyster on. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna shield another liquidation, and there is no defense drop once again. So liquidation has the potential to drop the defense by 1 step. So that's the case. Even though if you shield, the debuff is gonna apply, so the Cloyster goes out of the way. And there's a Shadow Swampert in the back. This is a lot of trouble for my backline because Shadow Swampert just can't sweep the Steelix as well as the Registeel. We're gonna let the Registeel go down, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in with the Pelipper, go for the Weather Ball straight away as it's gonna deal some neutral damage on the Swampert. So yes, it lands for quite a resisted damage. And this, before the Swampert gets to the Hydro Cannon, now is the gameplay. We're gonna shield because there's a Charizard in the back. And we're gonna little bit overload on energy, swap into the Steelix, Dragon Tail the Swampert down, but not before the Swampert gets to the Hydro Cannon in time. Deals with a lot of super effective damage. Breaking Swipe. We do not get to the Breaking Swipe in time as we CMP tie with the Charizard. But it's gonna just be a Dragon Claw, and Steelix is so bulky that he can just survive the Dragon Claw instantly and apply the Breaking Swipe. Breaking Swipe does lower your attack by 1 step, and we lose the CMP tie due to the Breaking Swipe debuff. This Blast Burn will not do enough damage, and the Pelipper will fire off the Weather Ball. And with that, we're gonna close the first game with a win. What a close battle was that, and the Swampert was still alive in the back. Wow, what a first battle that was. So we're gonna hop into the next battle. So Steelix, very strong Pokemon in this meta right now. It's currently ranked at number 12 in the PV Poke of the Great League and ranked number 2nd in the Open Ultra League. Second battle, Pelipper into the Haxorus. Haxorus is running counter in this situation. You can absolutely guess it by the animation what it's doing. So we're gonna let the first Breaking Swipe go through, and yes, it's gonna deal with some good amount of damage on the Pelipper there. I didn't expect to deal that much. Okay, so Weather Ball comes through. It's not very effective, so we're gonna load back up on energy, trying to catch the charge move. No, but we fire off the Weather Ball. So it's gonna do, again, a resisted damage, but okay, the Haxorus is gonna fire off the next Breaking Swipe once again. So this is gonna let the Pelipper go down, so we're gonna come in with the Registeel and try to farm down this Haxorus and have the energy advantage here. So what decides to come in? What's in the back? And it's a Greninja in the back. So Greninja, another beautiful buff it got to this season due to the community day. Just it takes 3 Water Shurikens to get to the Hydro Cannon. So we're gonna go to the Zap Cannon. It has an ability to lower your defenses. Yes, we got that debuff. It's very huge. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and shield, because if we apply the Breaking Swipe debuff, so the Steelix becomes a lot more bulky, and that is what we are trying to do in these battles. So we are showcasing Steelix of how strong it could be in this meta so far. So Greninja, once again, this is a very annoying Pokemon to deal with because it's gonna get to those Hydro Cannons rapid fast, and it's gonna get shredded apart from the Steelix. So what's in the back? So there's a Noctowl, and little does this Noctowl know, it's gonna get boomed with the double steel backline. And let me tell you one thing, if there is no Pokemon, this is the last Pokemon, this Breaking Swipe debuffs are gonna stay till permanently, because there is no Pokemon to swap out. If you swap out and comment with a Pokemon, the debuff will automatically go, and that's what it's all about. Okay, so Sky Attack, and Sky Attack is just not enough to take the Steelix down. This Steelix is absolutely giving the Noctowl the nightmare that it could remember. Registeel swaps in, and I think the Noctowl is gonna go for the Shadow Ball in this situation because that does neutral damage, yes, but due to the Breaking Swipe debuffs, the opponent surrenders, and that's the end of the second battle. Beautifully played. Okay, let's hop into the third. So these are very spicy battles, you can see, because these are rank 1 and rank 2 battles, so there are not much meta teams which are coming, but it's okay. We are just testing how this goes. Okay, Skarmory into the Pelipper. We have a good matchup because we are doing a good damage with a Weather Ball, a lot of resisted damage, and they're hopping to stay in the battle as well. So stay in this matchup, unfortunately, sorry for that. Okay, so they're gonna shoot their first Sky Attack. We're gonna go ahead and shield. So if there is a Skarmory lead, so Skarmory is basically weak to rock type Pokemons and electric type Pokemons and fire type Pokemons. So there is a high chance that there will be a ground type Pokemon like a Swampert in the back, or a Medicham most probably. No, instead of Swampert there is a Whiscash. It's the same typing, it's a water ground type Pokemon. It has a Mud Bomb and Blizzard as well to coverage this grass type Pokemons, but it takes a lot of energy in order to cause that. So we went to the Focus Blast straight away, doing a lot of resisted damage because Zap Cannon is completely resisted due to the ground typing. And now we're gonna let the Registeel go down because there's not more that we can do in this situation. So we'll be what we're gonna do in this situation. We're gonna come back with the Pelipper once again, fire the Weather Ball straight away, and we're gonna get this Whiscash low enough. But yes, we're gonna get the Whiscash low enough. And does the Skarmory come back in? No, there's an Alolan Ninetales in the back, and unfortunately for them it's the Charm variant. If this was a Weather Ball Alolan Ninetales, things would have been a lot more different, but due to the Charm is completely resisted on the Steelix, and the Weather Ball is not gonna do because of the Breaking Swipe debuff. Skarmory tries to come back in once again. Brave Bird, you need to watch out for that. Yes, it was a Brave Bird. Beautiful shield in the occasion. And now Steelix Dragon Tails a Skarmory down, and now apply the Breaking Swipe straight away. Yes, that's the play. Debuff your opponent, because that's the only way to win this game, because the Weather Balls are not gonna do as much damage, and now the Earthquake is gonna do a lot of resisted damage for the Alolan Ninetales. Not enough to knock it out, but it's a move that you can rely on in the situation, because it can get that Alolan Ninetales down to those last 10 HP. And now the Weather Ball is gonna come through, and that's gonna take the fate of the Alolan Ninetales. I think my opponent decided to quit right there straight away, so that's the reason we had a lag. So that's the third battle for you. Very interesting battles, like you're gonna have those Alolan Ninetales, you're gonna test it with the top meta teams in order to see what they're capable of. So we are hopping into the fourth battle. Yes, so we are battling Kenkanhana. That's a nice username. So Venusaur lead, and unfortunately there was a Razor Leaf Venusaur, so it could not get to the Frenzy Plant as quickly as the Vine Whip. So we load up on a lot of energy on the Pelipper, swap into the Registeel, and we're gonna catch the Dragon Pulse. Okay, let me tell you, Altaria uses Fast Attack as a Dragon Breath. Charge moves it has is the Sky Attack, the Moonblast. I think it also has access to Dazzling Gleam if I'm not wrong, and the Dragon Pulse, which is completely resisted on the Registeel. Every move is resisted, so it's not gonna do not at all a scratch to the steel body. And now it's gonna completely farm down the Altaria. There is a Medicham in the back. Now this is troublesome, because Medicham can do very well against my Steelix, and they get a shield. We're gonna swap into the Pelipper, and we're gonna throw the Hurricane straight away, not timing it to excellent, but it lands. Boom! Medicham goes down straight away. Venusaur comes back in, and now the Weather Ball is gonna apply the shield pressure on my opponent, because this is the only Pokemon remaining. and the Venusaur might farm down the Pelipper due to the Razor Leaf. And now the Steelix is gonna come and seal the fate of this Venusaur with a breaking swipe. Unbelievable boom. Absolutely on the Medicham there. I was expecting them to shield, but they thought it's a Weather Ball shield wave. No, it was direct Hurricane. And that's the 4th battle for you. And now we're gonna hop into the last battle of the set. So this is a complete set. So the last battle. So let's hop into it. So what spicy stuff is there in this situation? We're gonna see it. So Pelipper onto the Swampert. So Shadow Swampert, you need to fear this Pokemon because it can absolutely destroy your team if it in its right position and right alignment. A very cool Pokemon to have in your roster because it is just raw damage. Swampert, you cannot sleep on this Pokemon, let me tell you that. So we're gonna commit to the farm down. So that was a Sludge Wave, so this might be probably a Hydro Cannon from the opponent, so we're gonna say if it's let it go. But still look at that amount of damage that it does, even though it was resisted. Okay, so there's a Lantern. Okay, Lantern is a Pokemon which Pelipper needs to be afraid of because it got buffed to the Spark. With 4 was the energy cost, and now it's doing 6 damage, and it takes 1 more extra move in order to get to the Surf. So Surf does a lot of super effective damage on the Steelix as we swap into it. Now go for the Breaking Swipe, as it lowers the attack of the Steelix completely. And sorry, my bad, it lowers the attack of the Lantern though. Sorry. So yes, we got another Surf, and which makes Steelix completely bulky. And moving towards the Earthquake, thought to hit the Earthquake, but I guess the Lantern makes it to another Surf, so that's the reason we go into another Breaking Swipe. And the play is to completely come with a Registeel, farm the Lantern down, have energy, and hoping that the Registeel could sweep in the end. So let's see how it's gonna go. Lantern decides to throw. See, this is the mistake from my opponent. If you are the Lantern, swap into another Pokemon so it can remove those debuff for you and completely come back in. So okay, I think that was a Noctowl we swapped in. And little does a Noctowl know, you are swapping into a Registeel, my boy. You are swapping into a Registeel where you cannot do any type of damage with the Sky Attack. Shadow Ball, yeah, it does quite a bit of damage, but it's not enough to take down the Registeel when it is down that much HP. And there comes the Zap Cannon lands for a lot of neutral damage, and Registeel decides to no shield, flexing the opponent that come on, I can survive anything that you can throw. It's trying to farm down, but cannot it farm down. Now it needs to shield the Sky Attack. Does the Lantern have the move ready to go? I think no, it dumped its move onto the Registeel. So now it's gonna get Focus Blasted anyway. So that's a good game to my opponent. So that's the showcase of your battle. A very strong meta team. Pelipper on the lead, which helps those fighting Pokemons, or another ground type Pokemons staying away from Steelix and Registeel. So pretty interesting battles down there, down the meta. And we also got a Meditite as the reward with the catching bonus with that. So with that, that's the battles today. Steelix, extremely strong Pokemon and extremely broken as well due to the Breaking Swipe. It was already bulky. With the addition of the Breaking Swipe, it's gonna get even more bulky. So thank you so much.